You'll burn out your clutch though, is if you start using too much rear brake and you start letting out your clutch more and start bringing up your revs more and letting out your clutch too far and getting more rear brake on. That'll burn out your clutch. But yeah, that's why you get your clutch and your revs sorted, apply a little bit of rear brake to feel it kind of kick in a little bit, and then you just adjust your clutch out just slightly, just to keep the bike moving forward, and you just keep going from there. My little white CB125, I think it's done like over 70,000 Ks now. It's never had a clutch replaced yet. And it does this almost every day. So as long as you're using the right technique, you're not going to hurt your clutch. Okay? Alright. But yeah, with your revs, the revs are there so you can feel how much your clutch is out. Because like when your revs are up like this, you start letting out your clutch, you'll feel exactly where that friction point is. As soon as you hit it, the bike's going to want to start moving. But if your revs are off, you tend to have to let your clutch out that little bit further to be able to feel it want to kick in. So yeah, always keep your revs up. Okay? Doesn't have to be super loud. That there is probably good. It's starting to get a bit too much. Okay? But yeah, just try to keep them up somewhat. Alright. But yeah, try to look ahead of the turn every time. Okay? Alright, so when you're ready, go again. Shoulder check, excellent. However we set the bike up in a straight line is how we're going to take the turn. But do try to get those bars close to full lock, okay? Turning more. So your bike does have a good turning circle. We just got to be able to get to it. Alright, he's come to a stop for me. Anywhere around there. There we go. Now turn your bars all the way to the right. That's how far you want to turn your bars. Eventually. Okay? You don't have to just jam it over quickly though. Just turn them smoothly. Me myself, I'll just turn, and then eventually they stop moving. I can lock my arm in place and just keep it turning at full lock. If you notice you've got lots of room left at the end of the turn though, then you can start straightening up a little bit earlier and using up the rest of the road because you've turned really tightly at the beginning. So yeah, that's what you always wanted to aim to do. Turn as tight as you can at the beginning of the turn, and then if you've got room left, cool, you can straighten up. But if you don't have room left, then you just keep the bars turned and keep going around that turn. Alright, when you're ready, we'll give another go. But yeah, as long as you turn them smoothly, your balance shouldn't be affected much. If you start feeling the bike slowing down a little bit in the turn, that's where you let your clutch out just a little tiny bit. Looking up. There we go. Nice tight turn at the end there. Now we just want to do it the opposite way around. We want to turn tight at the beginning and then make life easier at the end. Excellent, good job. Looking up, yep. One more turn, then we're going to pull over, okay? So indicating to our left. And with our right foot, always use your left foot to bring your left foot down, okay? Always use your right foot for the rear brake. So there you reach for your front brake instead to stop the bike. But we already had our foot on the rear brake, so we don't actually need that front brake anymore when we're doing all this low speed stuff. So yeah, that's what this is teaching us, is how to ride the bike in certain situations. So when it comes to low speed stuff, yeah, don't be afraid to just use that rear brake on its own. Anything above 20 k's an hour though, definitely use your front brake first, every time. But yeah, when you're doing this low speed stuff, yeah, that rear brake will really help with your balance. And then all you got to do is just clutch in and apply a little bit more pressure on your foot, and then you're done. It'll free up your throttle hand as well. So you don't have to balance that front brake and the throttle at the same time anymore. So when I'm going down the road and I'm going to turn at the end of an intersection, I'll start braking with my front brake. I'll bring in the rear as well and brake together. And then when I'm riding slow enough, I'll just let go of my front brake and just use my rear, kind of like how we're doing at the moment. That way it'll free up your throttle hand to control the bike a little bit easier for the turn. Okay, alright, any questions about these? Yeah, well at least you got your dad there. I mean, he doesn't have his bike anymore, but at least you can practice out in the street if he watches you. So that's not a bad thing. What we're going to do now, we're going to do the quick stops, okay? What we'll do, we'll start off at 40, okay? Just to get back into the swing of things. I'll get you to go down the road, do a U-turn after that bush on the right over there. Okay, that's closest to the road down there. And then, yeah, get up to speed as quickly as you can, back off and cruise. Now remember, when we're braking, we want to squeeze that front brake. Okay, we don't want to pull. Okay, so when we're riding along, our revs are up. If we pull, we can't get the throttle off. If we squeeze, we can get that throttle off a lot easier. So with the squeeze, it's me basically just putting my fingertips on, and as the brake lever comes in, I'm wrapping my knuckles around it. Me gripping onto that brake lever is what's dragging my hand around. It's not me forcing it with my arm. Okay? So yeah, if you pull, you can't get the throttle off very well. But if you squeeze, yeah, you can get it off a lot easier. Alright, but yeah, 40 k's an hour. Take it easy on the first one, just get a feel for your brakes again.